Tiny variations in tamping angle and pressure wreak havoc on the quality of your espresso extractions, and yet making sure you tamp level, using about the same pressure every single time, it's really hard. Even professional baristas struggle with tamping consistency. So what can you do? How can you ensure you and everyone else in your house gets a consistent and a level tamp every time? Hey coffee lovers, Mark here from Whole Latte Love. Today an in-depth look at this cool tool, the Automatic Tamper from Boston Electronics, aka the BOSe Tamper. This remarkable brewing accessory makes even consistent tamps as easy as it could possibly be. Just set your tamper on your portafilter and twist into place for this same exact tamp every single time. With the BOSe Tamper here, you don't need to wonder if your tamp was good. You simply know it. Now, coming up, I'll take you through the menu settings of this handy accessory and show you how to set it up for a perfect tamp every time. I'll show you some available tamping plate options, which change the way water flows through the puck to deliver different flavors. The BOSe Tamper is controlled by 3 capacitive touch buttons. The middle one powers the tamper on and off, and the left and right ones navigate through settings menus. Press and hold to switch between settings and tap to adjust. Press and hold the side buttons to extend the tamp plate for easy cleaning or to swap out the tamping plate. More on those options coming up later. Just like a professional barista adjusts their tamping technique based on the coffee or dose they're preparing, the BOSe Tamper has adjustable parameters. Tamp depth, dwell time, speed, and the number of tamps can be fine-tuned to customize a tamp that's going to be best suited for the type of coffee you're brewing. The tamp depth is adjusted from the main screen. Just tap the left or right buttons to decrease the depth to as little as 1 millimeter, or you can increase it up to 20 millimeters. Press and hold the left button to scroll through the rest of the tamp settings menus. First up is that dwell time. This determines how long the tamping plate stays depressed, and that's going to range anywhere from 0 to 1.5 seconds in quarter-second increments. Next, tamping speed. This determines, you guessed it, how fast the tamping plate descends and rises. 3 settings there: slow, medium, and fast. Finally is the number of tamps. This sets the number of times the tamping plate descends to tamp your puck, ranging from 1 to 3. Now, coming up, we'll talk more about why you might choose to adjust any of those settings. From the main menu, press and hold the right button to access the automatic shutdown timer. You can set that to 30, 300, or an unlimited number of seconds. If you press and hold the right button again, you'll enter sensor calibration mode. The manufacturer uses that for calibration before shipping, but you won't need to use it. Now, out of the box, the BOSe Tamper is set to use a tamp depth of 15 millimeters, a fast tamping speed, no dwell time, and a single tamp. Now, before we get into changing settings, let's make sure we're using the correct dose. Lots of people assume a double shot is going to be maybe 18 grams, but many manufacturers actually use smaller baskets. Profitec and ECM machines, for example, they usually come with a 14-gram double shot basket, whereas Bedzeras usually come with a 20-gram basket. Here's a quick chart that covers the recommended doses for baskets used by popular manufacturers. For the most part, if you're dosing your portafilter appropriately, you probably don't need to adjust your tamp depth at all. But if it looks like your puck isn't being compressed quite enough, you can increase it a bit. Other settings can help resolve tamping issues based on the type of beans you're using. As a general rule, the more often you tamp, the longer the dwell time, and the slower the speed, the more consistent your results will be. Of course, all of those things are going to take time, so you might be slowing down your puck prep process unnecessarily. If you max out all those settings right off the bat, slowing things down a bit can prevent grounds from sticking to the tamping plate, which may happen if you're using super dark, oily beans and tamping fast with little to no dwell time. But again, you probably really don't have to even mess around with these settings if you're dosing your portafilter correctly. Now, I've got this tamper here set to the factory defaults. I'm going to go ahead and brew a shot with it and see what we get. To help check the tamp quality, I'm going to use a bottomless portafilter with a triple shot basket and a 20-gram dose of our very own Crema wave. So a couple of sprays of RDT and grinding on a Varia VS6 single doser at 1600 RPM. Load up my portafilter, do some WDT to even out the grounds in the filter basket, twist on the BOSe Tamper and let it do the work. Tamp is nice and flat, so I'll load it up and I'll show you the extraction out of the bottomless. If there's any channeling, it's going to be really easy to see. I tear out my Varia AccuPro scale. My brew temp is set to 200 Fahrenheit for this medium roast on the ECM Synchronika II. And I'm set to the stock flow rate with a flow control valve open 1 1/4 turns. Looking good here. No signs of channeling, no spurts, and the extraction came together nicely as a single stream out of the bottom of the filter basket. True to its name, the Crema wave is making what I like to call a Crema bucket. And I'm going to stop the shot here at about 40 grams out for a 1-to-2 ratio in about 25 seconds. The shot looks great. You know, Crema isn't everything, but there sure is a lot in this one. Of course, the truth, you know, it's really in the taste, and that was great. Really nice with plenty of body. Those hints of honey sweetness are rounded out with a little bit of nuttiness. Overall, a really nice shot, and the BOSe Tamper made it really easy to be consistent. The BOSe Tamper comes in this zippered carrying case and includes a wireless charging stand plus cable with built-in USB to USB-C adapter. On the charger, a red light indicates the tamper is connected and charging. A green light lets you know it's fully charged. Now, full charging takes 2 to 3 hours, and it's going to give you enough power for 500 tamps. When the display is off, the tamper remains in standby mode and slowly drains some power, so it's best practice to store the tamper right on the charging base so you always know you'll have the juice you need when it's time to squeeze. The tamper is powered by an internal 9-volt smart rechargeable battery that helps prevent deterioration that can sometimes occur when leaving a battery charging when it's already full. So go ahead and leave your BOSe Tamper on the charger. It's going to be fine. Even so, this is a consumable battery, so it will need to be replaced every year or so, depending on use. The BOSe Tamper, it comes with a flat metal tamping plate, but there are several other options you can purchase and install. The ringed plate creates a target pattern in your tamped puck, while the convex plate creates a small dip. Each of these will change the way water flows through your puck, which can alter the outcome of your extractions. To clean or install a new tamping plate, just press and hold the 2 side buttons until the plate extends. You can brush out any grounds while extended or spin off the plate to replace with another option. Just be careful not to cross thread when installing plates. Now, the BOSe Tamper is compatible with most 58mm portafilters, and here's a list of stock portafilters we've independently confirmed the tamper works with. Up there is pretty much every E61 group machine, Betzera's BZ groups, Gaggia Classics, and Lilith's 58mm groups, and more. Note the infrared tamp activation sensor uses reflectivity, so it will not work if the portafilter lock-in tabs are not reflective. There are a few fully black portafilters out there. You know, preparing excellent espresso is all about controlling variables, and there are a lot of them. Any tool that effectively automates part of that process makes things easier and produces more consistent results, and that's exactly what the BOSe Tamper here does. If you want to stop worrying about whether your tamp is perfectly level or if you've applied the proper amount of pressure, well, you're really going to love this. It's easy to use, and more importantly, it just works. Now, if you have any questions about the BOSe Tamper or anything coffee or espresso related, go ahead and drop those down in the comments, and I'll be sure to get you a detailed answer. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're putting out a lot of great content you won't want to miss out on. Once again, I'm Mark, and I hope to see you back here soon for more of the best on everything coffee, brought to you by Whole Latte Love.